Hey YouTube, back at it again with another video. This is Medialit TV, and today we'll be talking about what to watch in April 2021. So let's get started. First off, I'm a huge sci-fi fan, so there are a lot of sci-fi thrillers coming out this month, and I cannot wait. So first, let's go over the movies that are coming out April 2021. The first one is Synchronic, coming out April 16th on Netflix. Anthony Mackie is one of the leading actors in this film, and I just have to say, I feel like he's always on Netflix. Synchronic is a sci-fi thriller about a new drug that's giving people bizarre, mind-bending effects, and judging from some reviews as well as the title, I'm guessing this film is going to deal with time and dimensions and just sort of exploring the concept of time. The next movie I want to talk about is Things Heard and Seen, coming out April 29th. Judging by the trailer, this movie is based in a world where Black people and people of color don't exist, and I'm just tired of it. Especially when a horror film or a sci-fi thriller has to go back in time a little bit. This movie seems like it's set maybe in the 60s and 70s. I feel like filmmakers are so quick to get rid of any semblance of people of color, Black people, as if we just got to America. The dumb girl from the movie Mean Girls is in it, but she's all grown up and she's still kind of dumb. The whole premise of the film is that she's clueless to the things and the secrets that her husband has. Yeah, I feel like I've seen this one before. If I hear that it's good, I'll definitely watch it. So In the Beat is a German version of Save the Last Dance. The one film that German Netflix has put out that has people of color in it is around hip-hop and music. It's just kind of like
ganzen Körper. Und dann explodiert aus dir heraus. Das ist Tanzen.
Mache, dann ist alles irgendwie ganz anders.
Okay. Stowaway is coming out on April 22nd on Netflix, and it's interesting. For me, it seems boring, but I've heard a lot of good reviews so far. It's essentially about a group of scientists and engineers going into space, and oh no, we're running out of oxygen. Again, a plot that we have seen before, but Shamir Anderson is in it, and so I might just watch it for him, just to see his melanin. And lastly, in the movies category, I'm super excited to watch Boogie. Actually, Boogie has already come out, but I decided to throw it on to this video because it was set to premiere in theaters, and so with the panorama still happening, I will probably watch Boogie on demand. But I do recommend Boogie because, number one, Pop Smoke is in it, which I thought was cool. He's probably in it for like 5 minutes, but that's interesting. Also, the movie is written and directed by Eddie Huang. I love Eddie Huang's writing. I love his previous works, such as Fresh Off the Boat. It's not too often that you see Black women as the love interest, so I'm gonna check it out. Okay, here are the series coming out in April of 2021. So the first one is Dad, Stop Embarrassing Me, coming out April 14th on Netflix. Jamie Foxx. The end. The end. Jamie Foxx. The end. That's it. That's it. That's all you need to know. It's gonna be hilarious. I think that Jamie Foxx is switching up in his career where he's taking more of a dad, family man kind of roles. And so I'm excited to see what he does with this. It's been a while since we've seen Jamie Foxx in a sitcom. I think the last time I've seen Jamie Foxx on a sitcom was The Jamie Foxx Show. So this will be really fun and interesting. Also coming out April 14th on Netflix is The Circle, this social media experiment that everyone was raving about, but I didn't watch it. So I think I'm gonna watch the new season that's coming out this month. Another sci-fi thriller, but a series, is Shadow and Bone, coming out April 23rd on Netflix. Essentially, the synopsis of this show is the fate of the entire world rests on one special little girl. And again, something we've seen before. It's giving me a lot of His Dark Materials kind of vibes. I think it's real cute. I'm sure that they think that by centering this girl, it's like being feminist, but it's always that white girl feminism that we talked about in my Moxie video. But there's something interesting about the main character and how she was casted. So I don't know, something about it just doesn't feel right to me. The other thing is that all of the other cast members in the film are pretty racially ambiguous, and I'm wondering if that is purposeful. So My Love is a docu-series, a limited series on Netflix coming out on April 13th. And it is about couples from around the world who are still madly in love with each other. And I thought it was cute. You know, I love old people. But I also did note that while they have couples from all around the world, they have no one from the continent of Africa. And I thought that was just really bad look. Like, they have Brazil, cute, US, okay, Korea, nice, Japan, India, great. There's something else. Oh, Spain, all right. Nothing out of Africa. The entire continent of Africa is huge. You couldn't have picked one country, like one. Yeah, I know that filmmaking can be kind of hard, but the fact that, like, for example, Nollywood is a booming industry. It's a booming media industry. You couldn't find one couple in Nigeria? I don't know. This is another sci-fi thriller. It is a series coming out on April 21st. It's called Zero. It's basically about this black teenager living in Italy, and he has some sort of superpowers. I think it's like the power to be invisible. That is my jam. That is what I'm looking for. And last but certainly not least, Handmaid's Tale is coming back April 28th on Hulu, and I cannot wait. So I actually didn't watch Handmaid's Tale until the pandemic. It wasn't that I wasn't interested, I just knew that it was going to be a lot on my heart and on my spirit, and I did not want to do that to myself. But
bored in a house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in a motherfucker in the house bored, and I'm bored in a motherfucker in the house bored.
You know, stuck in the house, not much to do, can't travel around the world like I'd like to do, so the plot, the storyline, the characters, the acting, so much of it is just chef's kiss. So the fact that it's coming back, Corona could not stop the hustle. There are just a couple of documentaries coming out in April that I want to bring up. First one is Why Did You Kill Me, coming out April 14th. This is reminding me of Don't Fuck with Cats, this sort of internet true crime drama. But I watched Don't Fuck with Cats and I literally could not go to bed. So if you're the type of person that could watch true crime documentaries about murders and mysteries and disappearances, and then you can go straight to sleep, no problem, like a baby, this documentary is for you. It's not for people like me. It's for you weirdos. Enjoy. So there's a documentary coming out called Dark City Beneath the Beat. It's about Baltimore's music scene, and I think it is going to be really, really good. So Issa Rae has helped to produce it, and she has put her stamp on it. So do you need more convincing? Like this, you have to watch this documentary. There's a lot of misconceptions about Baltimore. You know, every time when someone says Baltimore, we all think of The Wire. I'm excited about the unconventional storytelling elements, such as audio and visual aesthetics, the poetic sounds that they might use. I'm thinking this will be somewhere in between a musical film and a visual album, sort of like Black is King. I think this would be a great Sunday afternoon chill kind of vibe. So that is it for all of the things to watch in April of 2021, and I wanted to go over just briefly what I watched in March and give some quick reviews on films that I enjoyed and films that I completely hated. Okay, let's start off with Into Her Eyes. This film was very interesting. I liked the storyline. I do not like that they casted a black girl as the main character. I don't like it. I hate it, actually. I really sincerely hated it. There are just too many instances where black women are only desirable when we're the mistress. and I'm disgusted by that. I think that the filmmakers thought they were gonna be like inclusive by including a black woman, but I think it actually did terribly. But other than that, you know, it was an interesting story. So I started watching the show Grand Army and I couldn't keep up. I thought it was kind of boring. I don't know how it was so jaw-dropping but also boring at the same time. I watched Tiffany Haddish's They Ready, which is like a curation of different comedians that Tiffany Haddish knows. And I think that the comedians were much funnier this time around than last season. So if you watched last season and you were like, it wasn't that funny, I think you could give this season a try. I also watched Invisible City and I really liked it. I felt like there was something missing. I haven't done a review about it because there's just something I'm not quite sure about yet. It had all of the elements that I wanted. You know, it talked about indigenous sovereignty a lot, and I was really, really hoping for that. I hope that they get more episodes and more funding in the next season because it was a really good show. I think it has a great premise, good bones. Okay, so Amend. This is a documentary series that is hosted by Will Smith, and let me tell you, ever since Blight, I do not trust anything Will Smith says about politics. I just don't. And that's just how I feel. Okay, I watched 13 Reasons Why for the first time. I am surprised at how much I liked it, but it was actually kind of weary and creepy. I finished season 1, I liked it, but I couldn't get through season 2 because... So the idea of someone kind of like someone who killed themselves posthumously making you feel guilty, just, it kind of disgusts me in a weird way. And I want to be honest about that while not taking away from the fact that this is a real issue, it's a critical issue, it's important. What else did I watch? I watched Buried at the Bernards. Buried at the Bernards was hilarious.
A complete funeral package stars at $18.95. $18.95!
Oh my god, it was funny. Marriage or Mortgage. Now this was a show that I thought I was going to like, but it was boring. It was entirely too long. Someone needs to let them know, like, there's a reason why most of the HGTV shows are 30 minutes or like 45 minutes, but they're not a full hour long, and this show was just too long. It was too long. It was a lot of talking. Lastly, I randomly watched this show called Bloom on Hulu. I think I don't know, I always feel weird about Australian shows where there isn't like a clear connection or acknowledgement of Aboriginal communities. Like, the whole show is about this flower that gives people the ability to be young again. Like, it turns old people into young people, and I was waiting for a moment where they kind of like talked about Aboriginal folklore or like, you know, related the flower to like a plant that is native to Australia, but there wasn't any of that. It felt very white. So that is it for what to watch in April 2021, and also what I watched in March and February of this year. I hope that you find these quick reviews interesting. I hope that it's helpful. I hope that it saves you some time. And, you know, let me know if you watched any of these films or shows or documentaries. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.